everyone, and welcome to my channel, Talking with Tamaya, lifestyle of the bomb and brilliant. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. So y'all, this is based on the title. Y'all know this video is a very long awaited video. I am so trifling. I did not film this my 1L year because I was still trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. So I really couldn't sit there and honestly have a study with you video because I didn't necessarily know if the things that I was doing to study would be as productive for law school as it was in undergrad. But I found that the style that I use in undergrad as well as high school still serves me well in law school. It depends on your classes. There are some classes where your study style might be a bit different. There are some classes where it might make absolutely zero sense to do flashcards, or it might make zero sense to make an outline because it's a very minimal subject where you really wouldn't need to spend all that time creating an outline. Every class might have a different approach, but I find that these simple things that I use, like highlighting certain words or using highlighters in general, or just writing out my notes as well as typing them out, like I find that I typically do the same thing. So here's a study with me video, and I really felt that because I do 97% of my studying at the library, it made the most sense for me to film me studying at the library because I was actually studying when I filmed the video. I didn't want to sit there at my desk and like act like I'm studying because I cannot study at home, y'all. Like, I have ADHD in real life, and when I'm at home studying, like, I end up washing clothes, watching TV, talking on the phone, cleaning up, or sleeping because my bed is at home. My bed is not at the library, so it is very hard to sleep there. My bed is at home and I am a sleepy girl, so I will just take a quick nap, and that quick nap turned into me going to bed for the night. So you have to figure out what works best for you. Find those things that might be a crutch for you. I know for me, sometimes I can study at home just depending on the subject. If it's not, it doesn't require a lot from me, but lately I've been really needing to really focus on what I'm studying. So studying at home can be a bit challenging for me. Maybe not for you, which is, you're lucky. I am envious, but for me, I really can't. So I did film me studying at school, and what I'm studying in this video is I'm actually studying economics. And pretty much just learning the material from outlining it to also making flashcards so you guys can watch it. And I will also be doing a voiceover just letting you guys know what I'm doing in that video, and I hope you guys like it. So the first thing that I do when I'm studying is I pull out all of the supplies that I will be using, as well as just to get my things in my space nice and organized. I find that this helps me remain productive, and it just kind of keeps me on track. The highlighters that I've been using lately are the Stabilo Boss highlighters, and you guys, these highlighters are amazing. The colors just show up so great. The tip of the highlighter is thick enough for me to highlight, but it's not too thick to the point where it's going on to sentences that I don't mean to highlight. So these are just something that I must have in my study routine. My pencil box or some type of pencil bag is essential. I keep page flags, which I use to flag down important pages that have important content, and assorted color pens have saved my life. It really just helps me remember that one color means one thing while another color means another thing. Now the next thing that I use are flashcards, and flashcards are really important when I'm studying for a class that's heavily vocab focused. This class, economics, really has a lot of different vocab words, so flashcards are really helpful for studying for this, and I keep them in this nice purple container. It just keeps them from getting bent in my bag or from any other trifling things happening to them. So this is pretty helpful for me. Another thing that I do is when I'm studying for a class, if I'm not typing out my outline, I will write it out. So for this class, I'm actually writing out my outline from the slideshow that the professor provided, and this just helps me look at the material for a second time. It's really important to interact with the material on several occasions. It really just helps you retain the information. So that's what I'm doing here.
Get it if you want it, I'm ready, I'm waiting for you, I'm calling to put it on, yeah. You like it, when I be aggressive. You like when I say it to you. Get it if you want it, I'm ready, I'm burning for you, I'm calling to put it on, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wish I was the type of girl that you take over to mama. Type of girl I know my daddy, he'd be proud of. He'd be proud of. He'd be proud of. He'd be proud.
Now, if you get a close look, you can see how the assorted color pens come in handy. So for black, I just have the topic that I'm covering. In pink, you can see that that's the actual word that I am describing, and then I use the description for the word in black following that. And then in purple, I just put additional facts about that topic. I find that this method keeps my notes very organized, and it's also something that I do consistently, so while I'm doing my written outline, I know which color symbolizes what, and it helps me for all-around memorization purposes. Once I am done writing my notes, I go in and highlight important words and key facts that I want to remember. So when studying for exams, I do not only rely on the slideshows from my professors, I also heavily rely on the textbooks, especially when studying for law school courses, because the textbook is honestly your law school Bible. That's where all of the information is going to come from. So this is when my page flags come in very handy. I use them, like I said, to flag the very important pages, and I also just go in and highlight very important facts on those pages.
Need you for the old me, need you for my sanity, need you to remind me where I come from. Can you remind me of my gravity? Ground me when I'm tumbling, spiraling, plummeting down to earth. You keep me down to earth. Call me on my bullshit. Out of me and say my booty get bigger, even if it ain't. Love me even if it rain. Love me even if it pain you. I know I've been difficult. You know I've been difficult.
Now, I'm not writing out the information verbatim, I'm actually summarizing the material, and when I'm summarizing the material, it's like I really understand what's happening. Instead of just writing exactly what the slideshow says, I'm just trying to gauge what exactly it's saying and see if I can understand it on my own. And I find that when I do this, it's like I already know the material. I don't have to constantly study and constantly review it, because when I'm able to finally summarize it, it's because I have a really great grasp of the content.
Open your heart up, open, I'll never find out that you're anyone else, cause I love you just how you are.
The next strategy that I use when studying for exams are my note cards. Now, these note cards have come in handy for a lot of courses in law school, in undergrad, and now in business school. Flashcards just really help me reinforce my knowledge of the information. I go through and I write out the information once again, so that's me interacting with the material another time, and then I just go and I memorize the flashcards. I quiz myself on the flashcards, and you guys will actually see the section where I quiz myself on these flashcards, and when I get the answer correct, I will put it in one pile, and when I get the answer incorrect, I will put it in another pile, and then that is when I know that that is some of the topics that I need to continue to study a bit more.
Cause you never loved me, babe. You never loved me, babe. You never loved me. But I believed you when you say it like that. What do you mean when you say it like that? Believe you when you say it like that. Must really love me. You must really.
Oh yeah, y'all, drink your water too. That's very important for my study routine, is to stay hydrated. I usually have snacks as well, but as you guys will see in the vlog that I was filming simultaneously while filming this, I did have some snacks that I ate following this, but snacks just kind of keep me motivated. But the cell phone is something that you don't need. The fact that I have my phone right there is very bad. So I usually, when I'm really studying, I try to keep my phone out of sight because it can be a major distraction. But as you guys see, I've been on my phone for a bit too long.
Must really love me. You must really love me. Yeah, yeah. Really love me. Baby boy, you stay on my mind. Fulfill my fantasies.
So I have my written outline, I have my flashcards, and I also go through the textbook. This is something that I do for pretty much all of my classes. I try to find multiple ways to interact with the material, and this just really reaffirms my knowledge and helps me remain successful on my law school exams, my business school exams, and even in undergrad when I use this method. It's really important because there are certain words that the textbook might use that your professor might not use in class but might actually use on the test. So I just find that just being familiar with all the materials that are provided to you just helps you be successful on your exams and kind of gives you an advantage, because some people don't really employ these methods and they just rely on what the professor gives them. Here you can see how the highlighters really come in handy. The pink highlighter was used to underline the topic, while I used the orange highlighter for keywords and the green highlighter for sentences that would help me remember the pertinence of the topic I was covering. And now that I have completed my flashcards, what I do now is just go through and make sure that I actually know the content that is on the flashcards. As I told you guys previously, I put the flashcards that I know the information to on one pile, and the information that I'm not so sure about or that I got incorrectly I put in another pile, and then I later go and review those until I get them all correct. And this is something that I continue to repeat, and it just helps me once again reaffirm the knowledge from the course.
But fuck what they talking about on your timeline. That's cutting all into my time with you, my time with you. Rock me real slowly. Put a bit on me. I'm just like a baby drooling over you. The things you do.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed that video. I'm so happy that I finally got to film it for you guys. And I hope that this can help you guys when you're studying or preparing for school. Like I said, this is basic studying things that I feel like can be applied in high school, can be applied in college, can be applied in law school and business school. Obviously you're going to do some adjustments depending on the subject, but I do think that these are skills that really did work for me. But if you guys have any study tips that you guys use that really help you when you're studying or preparing for exams, please leave them below so that I can take a look at them and see if they work for me, as well as other people who might be looking for different ways to study. But with nothing left to say, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. I think it's this way, I never really know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit that, not that. Who be doing this? Which one of y'all be hitting this button? It's a few. Every now and then I get a few of these and I'm like, what didn't you like? I took my time on this video and you giving me this? That is trifling. Do not do that. If you don't like it, just don't even press the like button. But don't press this one. That's so messed up. But anyway, thumbs up, and also subscribe and share this channel, share these videos, and thank you guys so much for watching.